Heating large industrial halls comfortably and being a pioneer in the heat and energy transition at the same time? At first glance, this seems incompatible. However, thanks to infrared technology, this is not a contradiction. Infrared radiation is not only produced technically, but is also part of sunlight and completely natural. From a physical perspective, infrared radiation is a long wavelength electromagnetic wave, whereas light is comparatively shorter in wavelength. When an infrared wave hits a surface, that surface heats up. For this reason, infrared is often referred to as thermal radiation. The areas you want to heat are essentially illuminated, much like with a lamp. Stepping from the shadow into the sunlight is an experience everyone can relate to. A part of sunlight is indeed infrared radiation, which we perceive as natural warmth on our skin. And this is exactly how infrared heating systems work. All surfaces, for example in a hall, that are illuminated by the invisible infrared radiation heat up directly. The warmth is immediately available where it is needed. And this is the big advantage over heating systems that only warm the air, especially in halls. Because warm air is lighter than cold air, it rises. As a result, it gets very warm at the ceiling while the floor remains cool and is not itself heated at all. In the context of hall heating, one technically refers to heat generation and heat transfer. Heat generation can be implemented, for example, with gas, oil, or wood chip boilers, as well as with air-to-air heat pumps. For heat transfer in halls, warm air systems are predominantly used, less frequently warm water radiant ceiling panels or underfloor heating. All these systems have different functionalities in heat transfer in the working area, and also require additional energy, such as for pumps or fans. The biggest problem: the infrared component is very low. These systems primarily heat the air, which then rises first and heats the areas under the hall roof. As a result, these systems have a significant inertia in their effect. Air-based systems must fill the entire room with warm air, which means it gets warm under the roof first, and it takes a long time for the heated air to fill the workspace. Underfloor heating systems, which we will not detail here, must also heat huge masses of concrete. This leads to enormous inertia losses before they can transfer heat to the room at a very low temperature level, ideally between 23 and 24 degrees Celsius. As a result, it takes a very long time for the areas of use in the hall to reach a comfortable temperature. In practice, this means that a conventional hall heating system with an air-to-air heat pump must be turned on very early in winter to ensure that a temperature of 18 degrees Celsius is reached in the work areas by the start of the work day. With decentralized infrared heating, heat generation and heat transfer merge into one system. This makes it very efficient and requires no additional auxiliary energy for fans or pumps. An infrared heating system works very quickly and only needs to be activated shortly before the start of the shift. The generated infrared radiation warms the work areas immediately and operates bidirectionally. First, people feel the infrared heat directly on their skin. And second, the floor and all objects in the work area are also heated. After the shift ends, the infrared heating can be turned off immediately, allowing the temperature to be lowered. This saves huge amounts of energy. In contrast, conventional hall heating cannot usually be switched off. Particularly in winter, when it's cold outside, it reaches its technical limits due to the low outside temperatures. It must remain switched on 24 hours a day to ensure an acceptable working temperature in the morning. Another valuable advantage of infrared heating: the hall doesn't need to be heated uniformly across all areas. Work areas can be heated to a comfortable 18 degrees Celsius, while the temperature in storage areas can be lower. This allows energy consumption to be ideally adapted to demand. The ability to heat only specific zones and only during times when people are present is an exclusive feature of decentralized high-performance infrared heaters, effectively activating an energy-saving turbo. In addition, infrared heating systems create a higher level of thermal comfort than convection heating systems. Overall, the use of a decentralized modular infrared hall heating system almost always results in energy savings of 60 to 70% compared to conventional central heating systems. And by using photovoltaics, the CO2 reduction is also immense. When rooftop space is used to generate photovoltaic power for energy-flexible, decentralized, high-performance infrared heaters, CO2 emissions are reduced by around 85%. A significant step towards energy independence. A big step towards energy self-sufficiency. The volatility of photovoltaic electricity in winter is also manageable. Thanks to the energy flexibility of modern infrared systems, this can be balanced out by supplementing with grid electricity or natural gas. If renewable energy sources like biogas or hydrogen are used in the future, an energy-flexible infrared heating system will be completely CO2-free. At the same time, it's highly cost-efficient. Not only can operators choose the cheapest energy source at any time, but the system's high energy efficiency further enhances savings. Through the dual benefits of efficiency and energy flexibility, heating cost savings of up to 80% are achievable, especially in renovation projects. A central element for the high efficiency of a high-performance infrared heating system is its intelligent control. It not only allows different heating zones and timed temperature control, but it can do much more. The latest control systems use artificial intelligence to evaluate local weather data in order to adjust the heating curves in an energy-optimized way. If the control system for the hall location detects, for example, approaching cloud covers or impending dark doldrums with little photovoltaic power, it raises the desired hall temperature at an early stage from 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, for example. This creates a certain temperature buffer in the hall. During the dark doldrums, the hall then slowly cools down again to the original target level of 18 degrees Celsius. The prerequisite is, of course, good thermal insulation of the hall. At best, no additional mains power or other energy sources are required. This saves expensive energy and reduces costs. Even without your own photovoltaic power, a modern control system can make use of renewable energies. It analyzes the prices on the electricity exchange. If a lot of cheap grid electricity from photovoltaic or wind power plants is available at the electricity exchange, the control system uses this information and automatically selects grid electricity for heating. This works regardless of the local weather at the hall location if there is enough solar and wind energy available nationally to generate electricity. This means that grid electricity is used efficiently when it is particularly cheap due to high availability of renewable energies such as wind and solar power. The control system also continuously compares the prices for mains electricity and gas. If grid electricity becomes more expensive during periods of dark doldrums, the system automatically switches to cheaper gas operation. This helps to relieve the load on the grids during the transformation. Thus, the high-performance infrared heating systems will always use the most economical energy source. This leads to enormous cost optimization and environmental relief. With this solution, renewable energies are scaled according to their availability, increasingly achieving carbon neutrality, all while ensuring optimal availability and the best conditions. A photovoltaic system is generally an ideal match for a high-performance infrared heating system. However, especially in the summer months, often some of the solar energy cannot be used because the photovoltaic system generates more electricity than is consumed. This results in a photovoltaic summer bulge. During these sunny periods, an electrolyzer can use surplus energy in the future to produce hydrogen. This hydrogen can be stored in tanks on site or fed into the public gas grid. In the winter months, when PV source is scarce, it is available again as an energy source without further transformation losses, for example, for the energy-flexible infrared heaters. Fair.AIdH. That's the name of the latest hall heating technology. It combines all these innovative benefits in one system, and the name reflects this. Fair.AIdH stands for Energy Flexible, Adaptive, Infrared, AI-driven Hall Heating. This world first is pioneering cutting-edge technology in hall heating. This is another step for companies towards carbon neutrality, energy self-sufficiency, and a greener future for heating.